So I'm watching season 2 of Squid Game, and I get to episode 4, and I'm watching these people play this game. And it looks like Jax, but it's like the Dark Souls of Jax. Because they got these little pieces scattered across the table. I think it's like 5 of them. And they're like the shape of, they look like little cogs in a clock. But they got a little thickness to them. So like I would say like they're like judging from what the size in their hands and stuff when they hold them, they're probably like the size of dice. So instead of like bouncing a ball and grabbing the pieces, they're like taking a piece, they're tossing it in the air, and then they're quickly grabbing another piece off of the table and catching the fallen piece that they chucked in the air. And they just keep going through with it. Like they start with grabbing 1, then they move up to 2 and 3, and then I think like the 4th stage and then like the final stages of the game, they have to like chuck the pieces, like all 5 pieces in the air, catch them on the back of their hand, and then they gotta chuck them up again and catch all 5 pieces in the palm of their hand to like clear it. And I'm watching this game and I'm just like, I am mesmerized by what is happening. Like I was so entranced at what I was watching. I was like, that looks cool, dude. I could probably do that. You know, it requires like some really good hand-eye coordination, right? And you know, with me playing like video games for as long as I have, I'm just like, I should be able to do that. Yeah, you know, I don't know about balancing on the back of your hand and flipping them up and catching them, but like I could definitely figure out how to do the like chucking them up and just grabbing the piece and stuff, right? That looks fun. It looks soothing. So I finished the episode and I immediately jump on Amazon trying to find this game. So I'm like, I have to play this, right? So go on Amazon, I find it. I even find like the Squid Game pieces, like they got the little symbols and stuff on them. I'm like, all right, cool, right? You know, and it's not expensive. We're looking anywhere from like $8 to like maybe like $12 or something like that, right? Problem is, all the options that I found to buy them did not have a Prime option. So I'm like, damn, dude, because I'm trying to play the game now. I ain't trying to wait. I'm not trying to wait any longer than I have to, you know. And so you know they don't have any Prime options, and so I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just go ahead and buy this and be done with it, right? I just have to wait. And you know, at the before you click into it, you know, it tells you estimated date of delivery, you know, like mid-January, mid to late January. And I'm like, damn, that's a long time, okay? Because this is back like after Christmas when it was live, right? So I'm like, damn, dude, that's a long time. But I got it anyway. So I like go through, put my information in and stuff like that, and check out. You know, congratulations, your order's been placed. Estimated delivery time, late January to like early February. And I was just like, oh hell no, dude. Like I'm trying to play this game now, okay? So I didn't cancel the order. I just kept it. I was like, this will be a nice surprise down the line. And you know, so I go online to like Target and Walmart and stuff like that, see if they got it. And it said that they had it. So I was like, all right, cool. So I like make a beeline straight for Walmart. That was the closest one to me. And I'm going in there, I'm looking, they ain't got the damn game. I go and ask the people that work there, they don't even know what the hell I'm talking about. And I'm just like, how do you not know what this is, man? I was like, didn't you see Squid Game? Like, oh no, I ain't watch it yet. And I'm just like, god damn, like what you been doing? I started watching the damn season as soon as it was available to watch. So I think like around like maybe, what was it, like 12, maybe like 1 o'clock in the morning. As soon as it went live, I got the binging, okay? So I'm like way ahead of the game. So Walmart didn't have it, Target didn't have it. So I'm going home and I'm like pacing around the house, just like trying to figure this shit out. I'm like, man, god damn, dude, like I need to play this damn game right now, dude, because I was entranced, dude. I was fixated on it. And so then I got the idea where I was like, you know what, I'm gonna call up like some Asian markets or Korean stores, you know, because we got a couple of those out here. Because my mindset is like these stores are like grocery stores, right? But if you've ever been to a grocery store in America, when you go to the checkout, they have like just random shit for you to buy before you actually check out, you know, trying to get just any amount of money they can out of you. They got gum, they got candy bars, they got Hot Wheels, and they got like Uno cards and shit like that, and lip balm. So I'm thinking, you know, maybe there's like an Asian store or a Korean store that like probably has this shit like off to the side or something, or like right before you check out, like, hey, like got all these little games and shit you can get, like the Dachi game and everything, right? So I'm calling up these stores, and you know, they're talking. They talk English, but like you can tell it ain't their first language. You know, it might even be like their third or fourth language at this point, right? But like we understand each other. You know, so like, hello, how you doing? And I'm like, hey man, I'm looking for, I know y'all a grocery store, but like, do y'all sell like games, like board games or anything like that? And they're like, what? And I'm like, board games, y'all got like games like dice or something like that? And like most of the stores were just like, no, we don't have any games. We just sell food and stuff like that. We're a convenience store, but we just sell food and snacks and all that and drinks. And I was like, all right, cool. So I hit up one store, and the lady gets on, hello, how you doing? You know, and I explained to her what I'm looking for. And so the game is called Gong-gi. So I tell her, I'm like, I'm looking for a game called Gong-gi. Like, I know you sell food, I know you're a grocery store, but like, is it a possibility that you have like some type of kids games there called Gong-gi, where you're like tossing little pieces in the air and catching them? And she was just like kind of dumbfounded. She was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm sorry, you know. But it got to a point where I was like describing the game to her, and then she was silent for like a couple of seconds. And I shit you not, she legit was like, sorry, I don't speak English, bye. And I was like, what the fuck? When she went silent for that few seconds, and she said she doesn't speak English, bye, she said it like just like that, like as clear as day, no broken English, no accent, no nothing. Like she straight up had her American side come out, you know. Now maybe she like passed the phone to somebody else there that spoke really good English, or, you know, maybe it was like Korean American or something like that. But like, I don't know, I feel like I would have heard the phone shuffling around or something to like be passed to somebody. But the fact that she straight up went from hello, how you doing, to nah, I don't speak any English, bye. I was just like, god damn, dude. Like, so I'm really starting to question the authenticity of these Korean markets around here. So, you know, I don't know. So, you know, I hang up the phone. That's another L. And I'm jonesing, man. I'm jonesing hard. Okay. So I'm just online, just scattering, like, dude, Gong-gi. Where can I get the damn game? Like now? Like, I don't want to wait a day. I don't want to wait till the end of the month. I don't want to possibly wait till February. I want the game now. So I'm like scouring the internet. And then I come across, like, you know, the history of Gong-gi and stuff like that. And they're like, yeah, like people used to use like rocks in the beginning, and then eventually they made like official pieces for it and stuff like that. And I was like, rocks. I live in the desert. My house is surrounded by rocks. so I make a beeline outside and just start like grabbing rocks, dog. Like just trying to find a nice size, nice equal sizing for all the rocks and shit like that, dude. Got them, went in the house, started practicing. And let me tell you something, very fun game. Rocks, very, very rough start, okay? Cause when you miss the piece and it knocks into the knuckles of your hand and your fingers, your little phalanges and stuff, that shit hurt. It hurts a lot. And you know, and my rocks is now to the point where they're pretty beaten up, okay? Because when you're dropping them and slamming them onto the ground and catching them with a handful of rocks slapping into each other, they start breaking apart, and that perfect size that I found is no longer a perfect size anymore. Now I got little pebbles and a little rock here and a little bit of sand over here. Like it's crazy, you know. But I kept at it. So I'm using the rocks. I'm getting pretty good. I can get to, like, you know, I usually can get as high as, like, you know, 2, sometimes 3 at a time, like third stage or whatever it's called. And you know, after getting my hands beat up so much from the rocks, eventually I'm just like, I went back to the store and I was like, let me just get some dice, because like I said, the size of them in the show looks like they're about the size of dice. So I was like, let me just go ahead and get the dice, and I'll just mess around with that until my official pieces come in the mail. Okay. And the dice is cool, except the dice like on tile is very sporadic. You got to really watch how you like drop them onto the floor. So I think it's more I think it's a bit of a better outcome if you do it like on carpet and stuff like that. So I definitely been doing it on carpet. And then like as I was doing it on the floor, I was like, oh, okay, like maybe that's why they was using like little trays and stuff in the show to do it, because these things be like scattering if you if you shake them up and scramble them enough and throw them out, like they be moving, and dice be moving. They be moving on the floor, and they be moving in your hand. Like it's really hard to handle the dice. Sometimes you gotta get used to like the weight of these things. And that's the other thing, I don't even know the weight of these pieces, you know what I'm saying? So at that point, I'm addicted. Like, I've pretty much been playing the damn game every day. I've gotten as far as the fourth stage where you bounce it on the back of your hand, and I think I've only like nailed that maybe like twice out of like 1,000 attempts. I knew I was gonna have trouble with that, but the fact that I got that far is a win for me, because I was completely fine with just staying around like stage 1 and stage 2, but the fact that I made it stage 4, I'm like, okay, now we got to go all the way. And I'm using dice, I'm using rocks, I'm using like little pieces from my daughter's doll collection, like the little shoes and little like animals and shit like that. I was in a restaurant. I was embarrassing my family. I was waiting until I had a little bit of privacy, like till like our neighbors and stuff like went away from the other tables. But like I was at a restaurant, and I had some leftover tater tots on my plate. And normally you just leave the tater tots, and those things are gonna get tossed in the garbage, right? I don't want to take them home. I'm sitting there looking at the tater tots, and I'm like, I'm like, this could actually work. So I'm like sitting at the table, like trying to like gauge the weight and the diameter of the tater tot. I'm like doing little practice runs with it, and my wife is looking at me like, "Are you fucking serious?" And I was like, "Dude, I'm sorry. Just like I'm addicted to the goddamn game. I got to do what I got to do." And I'm using tater tots now. It's just anything that I think resembles the diameters of the pieces I saw in the show, I'm just grabbing and I'm just practicing with them. Cause like my mindset is like this: I don't know how much these pieces weigh. Like obviously they tell you when you buy them, but I'm like, I can't judge off of that. I need like a physical like comparison to be like, oh, okay, this is the weight of it, this is the size of it. Like, I need to physically see it and hold it in my hand. So my mindset is I'm gonna use the rocks. I'm gonna use just all kinds of random small little items and practice, so that when I actually get the real thing, I'll be ready for whatever, whatever the weight is, whether they too light, whether they too heavy. Like I'm gonna be ready to handle whatever like these pieces are gonna throw at me. So anyway, it's a very soothing game. It's a nice little workout for my hands and stuff like that. Keeps the brain moving. And you know what it really is too, what I think is like got me so entranced with this whole thing. It's the sound that it makes when you're tossing and catching, and you have like a handful of the pieces already, and you're catching the fallen one, and it like clanks into the other ones. It's just something about like the sounds that it makes that is like really, really like mesmerizing to me. So don't be surprised if I just start loading up with like just a bunch of like ASMR videos of me just playing Gong-gi for like hours on end, So yeah, I might start doing that.